Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Rama
Hare Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare.
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare.
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare. Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare.
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram
Hare.
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Ram
Hare
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 Hare.
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare. Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare.
Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama,
Krishna
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Rama.
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Rama,
Ram
Rama
Hare Hare
Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Rama,
Ram Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Rama,
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Rama
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Shri Advaita Radha
Hare Ram
Shri
Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Hare Krishna everyone.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji
Krishna Prabhuji
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji Dandavat Pranam
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Dandavad. Thank you all for joining. Is the sound very bad? Yes.
No, it's okay.
So we'll read Srimad Bhagavatam verses. Prahlad Maharaj, the saintly son of Hiranyakashipu. Prayase pahate tasmin. See if this is the right place. Prayase pahate tasmin दैतेन्द्रः परिशङ्कितः चकार तद् वधोपायान् nirbandhena yudhishthira. My dear King Yudhishthir, when all the attempts of the demons to kill Prahlad Maharaj were futile, the king of demons, Hiranyakashipu, being most fearful, began contriving other means to kill him. Okay. They tried many ways to kill Prahlad, but was not working. So that they thought of other innovative ways to kill him. How can we kill him? Hiranyakashipu could not kill his son by throwing him beneath the feet of big elephants, throwing him among huge, fearful snakes, employing destructive spells, hurling him from the top of a hill, conjuring up illusory tricks, administering poison, starving him, exposing him to severe cold, winds, fire, and water, or throwing heavy stones to crush him. When Hiranyakashipu found that he could not in any way harm Prahlad, who was completely sinless, he was in great anxiety about what to do next. So the controller of everybody is in anxiety because he could not find a way to kill his son Prahlad. This is the nature of material world, as we say. If everything is going right, but if one thing goes wrong, then it gives us so much anxiety. So, okay, so he was in great anxiety. We are living in Kuntha. This world is called Kuntha, full of anxiety. As opposed to Vaikuntha, Vai means without, Vaikuntha means without anxiety. So we have come to this world which is danger at every step. Padam padam yad vipadam natesham. We have come to vacation in the material world, but it is actually a futile attempt to find happiness in the material world because it's not going to it's not going to work. It will end in frustration. Every endeavor ends in frustration because you have to die and you have to give up everything. So we say that there are three possibilities. You may get what you want, you may get what you want, but it will not last. You want something, you may not get what you want. That leads to frustration. And the third possibility is that you may get what you want, but it turns out not exactly as you thought it was. It turns out to be the opposite or not fulfilling, not satisfying. So there are all these possibilities that can happen in the material world. So it is a frustrating place. Dukkhala masashvatam. And the more we realize this, then we can take shelter of Krishna. Yeah, it's a frustrating place. I'm not meant to be here. So, okay. So next verse. Yesha me bhava asadukto vadopayasya nirmita teister drohir asadharmer mukta sveneva tejasa. Hiranyakashipu thought, I have used many ill names in chastising this boy Prahlad. So he was cursing also. Every time he would try to kill him, it didn't work. Maybe he was cursing him, speaking bad words, and have devised many ways of killing him. But despite all my endeavors, he could not be killed. Indeed, he saved himself by his own powers, without being affected in the least by these treacherous and abominable actions. So, he was saved by the power of Krishna. So, Hiranyakashipu didn't know that. So, of course, it was his own devotion, Prahlad's own devotion to Vishnu. You can say in that way, his own devotion. So, everybody has devotion to Supreme Lord. And we can all become like Prahlad. Yeah, we can all become devoted to Krishna. We have our free will. So he saved himself by his own powers because he chose to surrender to Krishna. So that freedom is there with everybody. Okay, so then what he's saying, we'll just read, okay. Vartmano vidure vai balopi ajada dhirayam na vismirati min naryam shuna shepa iva prabhu. Although he is very near to me and is merely a child, he is situated in complete fearlessness. He resembles a dog's curved tail, which can never be straightened because he never forgets my misbehavior and his connection with his master, Lord Vishnu. Sometimes we say he is as stubborn as a dog's curved tail. So Prahlad was very stubborn, but in a good way. He was very fixed on Vishnu, that nothing could change after all these atrocities and torture that they were trying to inflict upon him. He would not change his opinion. So this is a quality of hallmark of a great devotee, that you cannot budge them from their consciousness, no matter what happens. So because they have complete faith in Krishna and Krishna's protection, and whatever Krishna will do is correct for them. They have surrendered their life. That's why they are completely fearless. So Prahlad was very fearless. When we think of Prahlad, then fearlessness, what else? What other qualities come to mind? Fearlessness is the main quality. And of course, his devotion, his remembrance of the Lord, constant remembrance of the Lord. That's why he was fearless. He was very bold. Fearless and bold is kind of synonymous. But yeah.
Forgiveness also. We have to forgive his father.
Forgiveness. Correct. Forgiveness is a good quality, forgiving. So he was very forgiving. Even to his own father who tried to kill him in so many ways, he was very forgiving. That's very astonishing, right? I mean, somebody wants to do you harm and you forgive them. So he was very forgiving. So these are the qualities.
Remembrance of Krishna can come in the heart of somebody who has no grudges against anybody. Otherwise, you always will be thinking and angry about that person who's trying to do harm to you, or will not be able to think of Krishna.
Yeah, when mind is peaceful and calm, then you can think of Krishna easily. Then when mind is agitated, either because of sense gratification desires, lusty desires to enjoy in this world, or because of some grudges against somebody, all these things actually keeps our mind tied to this material world and all this. So when you are peaceful, so we have to make ourselves peaceful so that we can think of Krishna and think of the goal of life. It is said that the mind of a self-realized person is as calm as a clear lake, very placid, very serene, and very like they know there is clarity of thought. It's not jumbled up. There is clear clarity. They are not confused about anything. They know the goal of life, and they are focused on the goal of life. So, yeah.
That's a lot of noise from background.
Sorry, background noise is coming.
Yes.
Okay, let me turn to the phone. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. All right. Join. Yeah, I cannot hear. So the phone was. Okay, so that's what. So he's saying that yeah, my child is going to be not corrected. He's very stubborn. It's like a tail of a dog. Either it can be good or it can be bad. Stubbornness can be good or stubbornness can be bad. Bad stubbornness means we are not accepting, surrendering to Krishna, even after going through so much difficulty. We still don't. That is also stubbornness. Like Prabhupada was talking about a cartoon in which his wife was telling husband, chant, chant, chant. And the husband was saying, can't, can't, can't. So stubbornness. So we have our own stubbornness about so many things. Okay, so this is good stubbornness. The word shuna means of a dog and shepa means tail. The example is ordinary. However, one may try to straighten a dog's tail. It is never straight but always curved. Shuna shepa. Shuna is dog. Like Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmani Kaviyastini. Shuni Chaiva Sopagecha Pandita Samadarshina. That's Shuna, I think. Yes. Shuna Shepa is also the name of the second son of Ajigard. He was sold to Harishchandra. Later took shelter of Vishwamitra, Harishchandra's enemy, and never left his side. I'm not very familiar of the story. I think Harishchandra was the truthful person, right? I mean, there was a comic about Harishchandra, Amar Chitra Katha. I remember reading long time back when I was a small kid. But yeah, Harishchandra, he was a very truthful person, and something happened in his life.
Krishna took away everything. Yeah, he became very poor. But then I think his wife and child had to do menial job, and his child actually died. And his wife came to. He was working in a place where people will burn bodies. So he was saying to his wife, "You have to pay me money because if you have to burn this child's body." And she was like, "This is your child." I said, "No, no. This is my job and I charge money for everything." So look, actually, Krishna was testing him how truthful he is by giving him a difficult situation. Because in nice situation, everybody can be nice, but actually, the character comes out in a difficult situation. Given a difficulty, then would you respond in a good way?
Okay. Next verse. Aprameyanu bhavoyam akutashchid bhayo maraha nunametad virodhena mrityurme bhavita nava. I can see that this boy's strength is unlimited, for he has not feared any of my punishments. He appears immortal, therefore, because of my enmity towards him, I shall die. Or maybe this will not take place. So he's become so fearful. I mean, nobody could kill Hiranyakashipu, but he was thinking that maybe somehow this boy, because of his devotion to Vishnu, I will be killed, or maybe I will not die. So many thoughts like were going across his mind, this way, that way, so many ways. He was thinking, okay, what to do, what not to do, how to kill him, whether I will die. So he was in very lot of anxiety. Yeah, material world puts us in a perplexity. Arjuna became perplexed. All of a sudden, suddenly he became very confused. So this is the nature of this material world. It confuses us with so many choices of what to do, what not to do, and like that. So, and like a forest fire starts without any warning, right? Suddenly there is a forest fire. In our life, suddenly forest fires start. We never expect any situation would happen like this, and suddenly you find out your health issues and this and that, relationship problems, and so many things. So this is the nature of this material world. Unpredictable. Somebody had this thing on their WhatsApp that the only thing that is certain is uncertainty. There's uncertainty in this world. Like who knew this Iran war would start, right? I mean, 1 or 2 years back, there was no thing like this, how Iran war or Ukraine war would start. Even World War, nobody anticipated that the World War would start. So, anytime, material world can change, the world around us. But the world inside us should not change, ideally. The world around us can change, but the world inside us should not change in the sense that Krishna is still God and I am still his servant. And that consciousness should not change. That God is the master, I am servant. And my duty is to serve him. Everything else can change in this world, but this should not change. This consciousness should not change. Of course, we do get affected by our external situation. And we are not that strong, but those who are strong devotees, they always are in Krishna consciousness, no matter what happens externally. So,
So recently, Premanand Maharaj was using this word asango. That we have to become asanga. Asango hi ayam purusha. We have nothing to do with this material world. We are not affected by. Correct? That's what the Vedanta Sutra says.
yeah, we have nothing to do. Actually, we are thinking, I have to do this, I have to do that. I mean, we have to do our duty, is what we have to our family and all that. Of course, we can't be responsible in that way. But yeah, in one sense, yeah, we have nothing to do. We have come with nothing. We are going with nothing. And all these things that I'm doing is not It is this material world will itself not last. When Mahavishnu will breathe in, then everything will go in his body. So everything, nothing is going to last. And then it will come again, of course, when he breathes out. But I am here only for one reason, and that is to change my consciousness and go back home, back to Godhead. So if we are convinced of this, then we will drop all the non-essential things in our life, which are not necessary. So I am only here for one purpose, and that is to change my consciousness so that I can somehow become Krishna conscious and go back to the spiritual, my eternal home. So otherwise, we will think I have to do this, I have to do that, and at the end of life also there are so many things. Oh, if only my life would have gone like that, and if this would have happened and that would have happened, and then here we are again in another body in next life, again trying the same things over and over again. Puna punascharvita charvanana. So this is what it is going on. Because we think this material world I have to somehow, control, and somehow I have to do something. Yes, we can make the material world a better place if we spread Krishna consciousness. If everybody becomes Krishna conscious, as Prahlad Maharaj says, right? Swasti astu vishwasya khala prasitatam dhyantu bhutani shivam mitodiya. Yeah, by spreading Krishna consciousness, manasya bhadrama bhajata dadokshaje. Yeah. Yes, if everybody becomes Krishna conscious, then this world will become like Vaikuntha. And everybody will think of each other's welfare, they'll give up envy, and everybody will be like very kind to each other, thinking of their welfare and how to connect them to Krishna. And so we'll become selfless, we'll use our money, our wealth, our life for the service of others. Then how nice it will be. The world will be so nice if everybody is thinking about everybody's welfare. In the true sense, the welfare. So then it will become Vaikuntha. Okay, otherwise your desires and my desires always conflict, right? You want to enjoy, I want to enjoy, and there is no common center. There'll be fighting going on. So we are not meant to be here in this material world, in this material body, in the cycle of birth and death, suffering, birth, death, old age, disease. We are not meant to be in this situation. As Rishabh also says that yes, he has been awarded a material body. He was not supposed to accept a material body, but he has been awarded a material body because of his wanting to be independent of Krishna, because of desires for sense gratification and wanting to be independent of Krishna. We have got this body. This body itself is a punishment because this body will give you so much trouble. Like we go to nice places like Hawaii and Alaska and see nice, beautiful scenery, but do we ever go to a hospital? There are so many hospitals over the world. Do we ever go and see what's going on inside the hospital? So I've been in hospital multiple times, so many times, and you see what's going on. So while you have nice material nature, nice, beautiful things to look at, there is all the ugly side. There is also the ugly side of material nature. So, so those who are intelligent, they can see both, not just get enamored by the nice, beautiful scenery and everything. Yeah. One time I was reading an article in Back to God many years back. Nagaraj Prabhu had written an article. He was saying there is a beautiful sunset and very nice scenery, and there is a snake who has caught a frog, and he is going to swallow it. So for the frog, it's not a nice sunset. It's a very bad day because he has been caught by the snake. So it's like this. Somebody is dying. In one house, they are celebrating. Oh, there is a birth of a child. Very good, fantastic, we'll have a party. And the next door, somebody is passing away and they are crying. So these are the dualities of this world. These are all the dualities of this world. So those who are intelligent, they can see all these dualities of this world. There is happiness, but there's also mixed with distress. So they don't get enamored by the happiness, because after happiness, distress will also come. And so you cannot put faith in this kind of happiness which is fleeting, which is temporary, and any time it can change. So that's why devotee becomes aloof from this kind of changing situation, and he does not feel, now I have so much money, I'm so excited now. Yeah, because you are going to die also, you are going to get disease also. Money cannot stop you from getting disease. So there's nothing to be excited about really in this world, material way, I'm saying, because everything will pass. So, thinking in this way, the king of Daityas, morose and bereft of bodily luster, remained silent with his face downward. Then Shanda and Amarka, the two sons of Shukracharya, spoke to him in secret. So he lost all his bodily luster, he became depressed. And face is the index of mind, right? So face was showing how he was depressed and he became very sad. And seeing him sad, Shanda and Amarka came to give him some consolation.
Like he's trying to control things this way, right? When we try to control things, we want things to happen this way and they don't. That's where we become depressed.
Yes.
Krishna is a supreme controller. Nothing is in our control.
Yes. That doesn't mean we don't try to control. We try to control, like if you have a job and we are a project manager, we try to control how the project goes, right? I mean, we try to control, our mind and our senses. Yeah, but knowing that things will not always go according to how you want. So that is always there in this world. If you have a child, we try to control the child, right? Because otherwise, if you don't control the child will become very like notorious, naughty. Yeah, if you don't give him any good discipline, don't control the child, or it may go into he or she may go into dangerous situations. So we plan, right? We plan, right, for Krishna consciousness. We plan in this way. We will do our day, but things may not go the way we want. Right? That's there.
Especially trying to control other people. We can control our mind, our senses. We have control over us, but not control over others, how they behave with us. So having too much, trying to make them do what we want them to do doesn't bother. Everybody has their own free will, and nobody is anybody's servant.
Yeah. And see, Prabhupada could control his disciples. He would tell them, you go here, they would go there. It's control, right? I mean, they were controlled by Srila Prabhupada. But like they said, Brahmananda, you go to Pakistan. And Brahmananda went to Pakistan. I mean, they were controlled by Prabhupada's desires. But the thing is that they submitted voluntarily to the control of Srila Prabhupada because they felt that in Prabhupada they found a person who was very genuine, who was very pure, who was their well-wisher. And they felt, so we say respect cannot be
respect is commanded but not
demanded. Yes, respect is commanded but not demanded. So we cannot demand that, okay. And of course, we don't. Prabhupada was controlling not in a bad way. He wanted to give them, train them to become Krishna conscious. But they also voluntarily submitted because devotional service is all voluntary. You cannot say this has to be like, I mean, none of us are getting paid. In job, we have to be under control because we want money, right? Whatever boss says, we have to comply with the structure. But in devotional life, it is voluntary surrender. Krishna wants voluntary surrender. So you can choose not to be controlled, but we will be controlled. We are controlled by Krishna, but we can declare our independence. We can feel that we are independent. But when we are not actually independent, we can. That's why we came to this material world, everybody of us. So we declared our independence from Krishna. But now we are also controlled by Maya. So, but we think we are free. That's the thing. Although we are controlled, we think we are free. So, the Maya is dictating to us the material desires and all these things. So, yeah.
Even Krishna is controlled by a pure devotee.
Krishna is controlled.
Like, whoever we give our heart to, we can be controlled by that person. We have to give our heart to the right person, basically, who does not exploit us, but who wants our benefit, like our Guru and Krishna.
Okay. So, he became very sad. And then what happened? Next verse. Shandai and Amarga came and they said, they are speaking to Hiranyakashipu. Oh Lord, we know that when you simply move your eyebrows, all the commanders of the various planets are most afraid. Hiranyakashipu has that power that he moved his eyebrows and everybody was trembling, right? Because they feared Hiranyakashipu so much. He was a terror. Some people are very like terrorists, right? They are very, people just being in their presence, people don't feel comfortable. They feel uncomfortable. This person is going to you know, create terror. I mean, so yeah, it's just when people came in Prabhupada's presence, they would feel like such a nice feeling was there. And Prabhupada would ask them, so what is the problem? And even if they had problem, they would forget what the problem is. Because they were in the presence of Srila Prabhupada, whose presence itself was so serene and so peaceful. And by being in presence of Prabhupada, one felt, disciples say like that they would forget all their problems. So that's the power of a pure devotee. So, O Lord, we know that when you simply move your eyebrows, all the commanders of various planets are most afraid. We say, Dhira, Dhira, Jana, Priya, Priya Karo. Right? So they are what you can say, they are pleasing to both the gentle and the ruffians. O Lord, we know that when you simply move your eyebrows, all the commanders of the various planets are most afraid. Without the help of any assistant, you have conquered all the three worlds. Therefore, we do not find any reason for you to be morose and full of anxiety. So he was sad and they are praising him. When somebody is sad, you praise their good qualities. Then they'll feel happy. Of course, this is not a good quality to be like controller and torturing other people. But Shanda and Amarka are trying to encourage Hiranyakashipu because he's in too much anxiety. So they're saying, you are so powerful. Why are you worried? Why are you worried? Why should you be full of anxiety? As for Prahlad, he is nothing but a child and cannot be a cause of anxiety. After all, his bad or good qualities have no value. So 5-year-old, why are you so worried about 5-year-old child? He may be like this or like that, but it doesn't affect you really in any way. So we can take lesson that, yeah, so many things that, but does it affect our consciousness? No, if it doesn't affect our consciousness, then why should we be so worried about it? There may be things this way, that way. So we still can become Krishna conscious. So, or if we are Krishna conscious, then things in this world will not affect us so much, whatever is happening, right? Because we are fixed. So he was saying, they were saying to him, like praising him, oh, you have such nice qualities, you are so powerful. Why do you let your child disturb you so much? Until the return of our spiritual master, Shukracharya, arrest this child with the ropes of Varuna so that he will not flee in fear. Okay, arrest him till Shukracharya comes back. Shukracharya may have some other plans. In any case, by the time he's somewhat grown up and has assimilated our instructions or served our spiritual master, he will change in his intelligence. Thus, there need be no cause for anxiety. In due course of his time, he will change. He's like this today. Doesn't mean he'll be like this forever. Right? We say like that. There is a logic. Nagna matrika nyay. Right? It doesn't mean people will not change. Right? People can change. Right? Like as a young child, a girl was running naked. That doesn't mean as an elder person she has to run naked. Right? Or a boy. girl or a boy, but it says Nagna Matrika Nyaya. It's like that. So people can change, and we should not think, oh, before he was like this, and he was in this. That's one of the offenses to devotees, to think that, oh, this person in the past, to bring up the past of some person and say, oh, he was like this before. How can he really change? So many people can change by Krishna consciousness. This Krishna consciousness is all about change. I may be this way, but I can be another way tomorrow. We can change. Krishna consciousness is so powerful. Prabhupada says even a late beginner can change. He gives the example of how milk in contact with a sour substance turns into curd. And then curd cannot be turned back into milk because it is. Similarly, our love of God has turned into lust. And lust cannot be changed back into love. But then he says, but Krishna consciousness is so powerful that it can reverse this conditioning. So anybody can become a pure devotee. It's not like they were doing so many criminal activities before. It doesn't mean they'll be like this. They'll be like this forever. So they are telling some logic like that to Hiranyakashipu. Yeah, Prahlad will change in due course of time. Why are you worried so much? So giving him some hope. After hearing these instructions of Shanda and Amarka, the sons of his spiritual master, Hiranyakashipu agreed and requested them to instruct Prahlad in that system of occupational duty which is followed by royal householder families. So he said, okay. They told him to arrest the child, but then somehow they came to the conclusion that, okay, let him go back to the school and again, you teach him because he may change really after hearing for a long time. So we say little drops of water wear away the stone, right? So every day if we hear Krishna Katha, little by little, our consciousness will change. Our consciousness is very steel framed, very stone like. But if we hear every day some Krishna Katha, if we chant the holy name, then slowly and gradually our heart will change. From the stone hearted, it will become soft hearted. Should become soft hearted. Like that, it will change by Krishna's mercy. So, because this is our natural situation to be lover of Krishna, that's our natural situation. Hiranyakashipu wanted Prahlad Maharaj to be trained as a diplomatic king in ruling the kingdom, the country or the world, but not to be advised about renunciation or the renounced order of life. Yeah, he did not want him to become a sadhu, he wanted him to enjoy in a materialistic way. Many parents have problems when their children say, oh, I will not get married, I will join the brahmachari ashram, and I will not give up my job, and I will. Like many of Prabhupada's disciples, they joined right in their teens, 17 years, 18 years. Of course, in West it is not so much, because you have freedom to do what you like after a certain age, and parents don't interfere so much. Sometimes they may feel, but in India it is very much like they want to control their child till the very, they want their child to go through the same path that they have gone through, even though it was very troublesome. They want their children to go through the same thing. It's like a circus that Keshav Maharaj talks about. In a village, a circus came to town. Nobody had seen a circus. And it was like a tent in which only one person can enter to see the circus. So there was a long queue because everybody was waiting to go inside and see the circus. So one by one person was entering. And what happened? First person entered and two people beat him up very badly. And then he came out and he was like in a shock. Oh, is this the circus? But then he was thinking, I got beaten up. And if I say that it was not such a nice experience, then I will look like a fool. So, and others should also get the beating, right? If I have got the beating, then others should also get the beating. Then so he didn't say, hey, it was very nice, it was very wonderful. Other person went inside and he also got beaten up. So our situation is like that. Even though the parents may have been beaten up by the material nature very much, and they are full of anxiety, they want their children to follow the same path. So this is how it is yeah, we are like in a monotonous kind of, way of living. We don't think outside the box that, okay, it didn't work for them. They are going through so much anxiety. Do I want to go through the same anxiety? So, do I want to put my children through the same anxiety? So that is how, but finding no other alternative, no. Then, yeah, somebody want to say something?
Yeah, I was just thinking, how does the saying go? What's the definition of insanity? To keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
we keep, we get beaten and then our children get beaten, but we expect their lives to somehow be better.
Yeah.
Or our lives to somehow be better, or it to be different.
Yeah, there is hope. There is hope that keeps us going. That, okay, now next tomorrow it will become better. So that's hope. Which is in one way, yeah, we have to be hopeful. Otherwise, we'll be completely depressed, right? If we don't have hope that things will change, but sometimes things don't change also, and it just remains like that. Now, some people say that's being too pessimistic, right? But there are diseases like that which, you know, which have no cure and like that. So there are so many things happening. So we have to see also the reality. I mean, we don't want to make anybody depressed or anything like that. So we have to give hope to everybody so that they feel. But at the same time, the reality is that, yeah, nobody can escape out of here alive. Badrinaran Maharaj, who passed away, he said his brother or somebody told him, devotees told him when he joined Krishna consciousness, he says, nobody gets out of here alive. And he was saying that, I was hearing a class and some years back, he was saying, no, then that really struck him. Nobody gets out of here alive. So, and then he decided to join Krishna consciousness like that. So there is, yeah, nobody gets out of, nobody can escape. So, so Hiranyakashipu wanted Prahlad, yeah, go ahead.
We should be hopeless about the material world and hopeful in Krishna's mercy.
Yeah, so the more we become hopeless, the more we can say, this is a hopeless thing. Why should I put hope in this? You have no hope in this kind of life, which normally they say, okay, buy a house, get married, produce children, get your children married, have your grandsons, then grandchildren, and then it is a, what is this kind of life? Somebody may say like that. Of course, this all can be done in a Krishna conscious way. But this everybody is doing, right? I mean, and everybody is dying also every day. So this is like the the way that everybody says, okay, you have to lead your life in this way. This is how it goes. Make your career, find a job, and of course we have to do also practical things because if you want to have family and this, then we have to have some source of income and all this. But there is another way which many devotees have chosen to live, right? So, and they are happy also. And but the point is that I'm not saying that this is bad or that is bad, but whatever way, ultimately you have to become Krishna conscious. Whether you go, even if you follow the norm, the current norm that is going on, but the thing is, this is not the life that we are supposed to be. We have to go back to the spiritual world. So, yeah. Okay, so that's yeah. You wanted to say something else? Anybody like to say anything else? Did I interrupt anybody? Or okay, so we'll go to the purport. Hiranyakashipu wanted Prahlad Maharaj to be trained as a diplomatic king in ruling the kingdom, the country or the world, but not to be advised about renunciation or the renouncement of life. Same thing happened with Gautam Buddha, right? When he was born, an astrologer read his chart and he said either he'll become a great king or he'll become a saint. And his father did not want him to become a saint. He wanted him to be like a king with a lot of opulence and enjoying like that. So he always shielded him from all the miseries of life. Because if you see miseries of life, then renunciation can come. Right? But you think this world is a happy place, then everybody is enjoying, then there is no renunciation. Basically, it's very wonderful. It's very wonderful. Till so he was raised in that way. Till he saw one day he was going on his chariot and he saw an old lady crossing the road, And he asked the charioteer, "Who is this?" He never saw an old person. "Who is? Oh, this is an old lady. She was walking with a stick, and her back was bent, and she was like, you know, having hard time walking and crossing the road. Oh, this is an old lady. Old? What is old? Old means everybody has to become old. You will also one day become old. Oh, I'll become old. Then he saw somebody going on a, funeral pyre. Somebody was being taken to the crematorium, and he said, "Oh, who is this? What is this? Oh, this person is dead. He's dead. He's being taken to the dead. What does it mean to be dead? Oh, you will also die one day. You will also be like that." Then he became renounced. So when you see the problems in material existence, and then you can become renounced, right? I mean, if you think everything is wonderful and nice, then you don't want to give it up. That's precisely the problem in the heavenly planets, that they have so much enjoyment, the party is going on for a very long time, and hardly they have any miseries there in the heavenly planets. I mean, they have sometimes demons attack, like right now, Hiranyakashipu is attacked, and all the demigods are homeless. But it happens once in a while, but mostly their life is very nice. So when you have very lot of good karma in your life and your life is going relatively smooth, then you don't feel like there is necessity for even turning to God, because things are going very nice. So renunciation doesn't come about. So he wanted Prahlad not to be educated in renunciation, just in enjoyment. Whereas the whole purpose of life is to become ultimately detached from material existence, so that we can go back home, back to Godhead. Yeah. So, like in the Varnashram also, 75% is detachment and 25% is attachment. But 25% by the nature of the three ashrams, brahmachari, vanaprastha, and sannyas, it is renunciation. So, without renunciation, and it's very difficult to practice spiritual life. Although we say that is not the ultimately we have to be attached to Krishna, but automatically renunciation also comes by becoming attached to Krishna. If you get higher taste, then all the lower taste goes away. The word dharma here does not refer to some religious faith, as clearly stated. Dharmo hi asyopadeshtavyo ragyam yo grihamedinam. There are two kinds of royal families, one whose members are simply attached to household life, another consisting of Raja Rishis, kings who govern with ruling power but are as good as great saints. Prahlad Maharaj wanted to become a Raja Rishi, a saintly king, whereas Hiranyakashipu wanted him to become a king attached to sense enjoyment, Griha Medina. Therefore, in the Aryan system, there is Varnashram Dharma, by which everyone should be educated according to his position in society's division of Varna, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, and Ashram, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas. A devotee purified by devotional service is always in the transcendental position, above the mundane qualities. Thus, the difference between Prahlad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu was that Hiranyakashipu wanted to keep Prahlad in mundane attachment, whereas Prahlad was above the modes of material nature. So, Prahlad was in a transcendental consciousness, and Hiranyakashipu wanted to pull him down to material consciousness. As long as one is under the control of material nature, his occupational duty is different from that of a person not under such control. So, if you are under the control of material nature, you have to follow your prescribed duties of Varna and Ashram. But for a person who is not under such control, means he has transcended the modes of material nature, for him it's not, all these are not required. That's why Mahaprabhu says, I am not a Grihastha, I am not a Brahmachari, I am not a Vanaprastha, I am not a Sannyasi. I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the maintainer of the gopis. So, one's real dharma or occupational duty is described in Srimad Bhagavatam, Dharman tu Sakshat Bhagavad Pranitam, as described to his order carriers by Dharmaraj or Yamaraj. A living being is a spiritual identity, and therefore his occupational duty is also spiritual. The real dharma is that which is advised in Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. What is real dharma? To give up all other dharmas and surrender to Krishna. Sarva dharman parityajya means give up your this dharma, that dharma, so many dharmas you think you are your real dharmas. But you are the soul, and your real dharma or your real duty is to connect with the Supreme. So in that sense, Krishna is saying you are attached to so many other dharmas, but that is preventing you from surrendering to me. So give up all that and take my shelter. So give up all other so-called duties that you have manufactured and just surrender to me. Just engage in my service. Surrender means what? Then ultimately fully engage in Krishna's service. One must give up one's material occupational duties just as one must give up his material body. Whatever is one's occupational duty, even according to the Varnashram system, one must give it up and engage in one's spiritual function. One's real dharma or occupational duty is explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jivere Swarup Hoy Krishna Nitya Das. So we have two duties. Yesterday we were seeing Gita has the Gita acronym for the second chapter. G means Guru, Keshav Maharaj has given. I means identity, and T means two. The number two duties. We have our duties in relation to the body, and another duty in relation to the soul. And A means Atmaram. These are the four things discussed in the second chapter. So the duties of the body can be given up for the duties of the soul. Or the duties of the body should not act as an obstacle to the duties of the soul. It should bring us closer. We say horizontal, vertical duties. We have discussed this many times. We have horizontal duties means our duties in relation to this bodily, and then we have a vertical duty in relation to the soul. So our horizontal duties should not act as an obstacle, should not take us away from our vertical duty to Krishna. Then it is a problem. So because I am too attached to my family and so I cannot, serve Krishna. I have no time to hear about Krishna, then I have no time to chant about Krishna, and I have no time to associate with saintly people. Then there is something wrong, and one has to change it. So, like Prabhupada, right? His family life was not very conducive, so he gave up. So whatever is not favorable, one can give up for Krishna's service. If it is favorable, it's fine. If it is not favorable, then you give it up. So, and also even if it's favorable, at some point you renounce, right? They say like that. Kardam Muni had his son, Kapila Dev, who was the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but still he left his home one day. Of course, we don't have to leave our home in this age like that, but we can take shelter of Krishna. Even if everything is favorable, because at the end of life, Ante Narayana Smriti, you want to remember Krishna alone. Or we can remember his pure devotee, like Srila Prabhupada. And then we go to the spiritual world, wherever the pure devotees we go. Pure devotee is always with Krishna, so we go that place. So, Jivere Swarupai Krishna Nitya Das. Every living being is an eternal servant of Krishna. That is one's real occupational duty. Okay, so one more verse. Any other comments you have that you can say? Otherwise, go to the next verse. Dharmam Artham.
Atapumbir Dvijashishta Varnashram Vibhagasha Swanusthita Svatham Siddhi Haritoshanam. Highest perfection one can achieve by discharging his duties according to his occupation and varna and ashrams to some Siddhir Haritoshanam, to please Krishna.
Yes.
Whatever activities we do, ultimately that should be the purpose. I just want to please Guru and Krishna. No ulterior reason.
And we should give up unfavorable activities which are not pleasing to Krishna. So that would,
And that will satisfy ourselves. This Savaipam Samparo Dharmyotho Bhakti Adhokshije Ahetuki Pratihata Ye Atma Suprasidati. When we will be satisfied and peaceful in our heart if we are doing service to Krishna unconditionally without asking anything in return. So we can see ourselves, are we becoming peaceful, satisfied and happy, blissful in Krishna consciousness? If not, then there's something wrong that I'm doing.
Yeah, to surrender to Krishna also, I was thinking you have to have faith that Krishna will protect me. You have to have faith in Krishna. That's the thing. Because otherwise, we try to uh, have our own material arrangement to protect ourselves. So, yeah, like Prabhupada came, yeah, Krishna will protect me if he wants to protect me. So, security is a big thing in this material world, right? Security. Security and happiness. These are the two things we are after. Security and happiness. So, one symptom of surrender is that you have to become fearless. Yeah, you have to have faith, and then because of that faith, you become fearless. Like that, Krishna will protect me. Rakshashi iti vishwash. Krishna will maintain me, Krishna will protect me. And Krishna is for real, right? I mean, it's not a concept that, okay, Krishna is a real person, and if I surrender to him, then he will take charge of my life, he will protect me, he will take care of me. So, that faith, if you have strong, deep faith in that thing, then you can surrender. Like we say, like if Bill Gates comes to you and tells, don't worry about your finances, I will take care of all your finances, give up your job. Like Mrigari, right? Narad Muni told him, give up your occupational duty as a hunter, you're doing. Of course, it was sinful. Give it up. Just and it's like, okay, how can I give it up? Because it is my source of sustenance. Mrigari was saying, this is how I make money, and this is how I sustain my. Narad Muni said, don't worry, I will provide for you. I will send. You just chant Hare Krishna before this Tulsi plant and see what happens. And then everybody started coming and giving. So many people, they gave up their life, right? And they didn't know how it would have gone, what would have happened in their life. But they are not, they have that detachment, right? I'm not concerned. Whatever happens to me, I don't care. I will serve Krishna. Prabhupada was also like that. Whatever happens to me in America, I don't know what will happen, whether I'll get, some place to stay or what, who will be there, what kind of. So if that is the thing, that is the mood, and that is your inner consciousness, then you can completely surrender. Like gopis, they didn't care what their uh, husbands will say, what they will say after, Krishna is calling. We'll go. We don't care. So that's very high level. We don't have to imitate. I'm not saying we have to imitate. We have to act where we are at. But in that state, when you have full dependence on Krishna, and you're ready that Krishna will take care of me, then you are not dependent on any material arrangement. Like we say, not your gun will protect you, not your this, not your money, not your this thing. So then we can say, yeah, Krishna will protect me, I don't have to worry. I give myself to Krishna fully. Atma Nivedanam. That's and like Bhakti's, what was that? Bhakti Rasamrita Swami. He had some savings from his job and everything, and one day he just took all his savings and put it in the hundi. Because, yeah, I'm in Krishna's movement, now Krishna will protect me, Krishna will take care of me. Of course, we have to do under guidance and intelligently and like that, under superior guidance, but this is how ultimately those who are completely surrendered, they don't consider any other thing. They just consider one thing. Yeah, how can I give myself fully to Krishna? Okay.
In the life of Premanand Maharaj, he left the house at the age of 13 or something. He was a child, and when parents were sleeping and like that, so he ran out, and as he was walking, he became very hungry. He thought, oh, I'm becoming hungry, but who will give me food? So he was thinking whether I should go back to my house. How will I'm becoming hungry now for the rest of my life. Who will give me food? And he was thinking like that. Then suddenly some person came and he said, I brought this yogurt for some sadhu, but he's not here, so you should drink. At once he got so much to eat and he became full and he got convinced. No. See, I was hungry and Krishna gave me this. For the rest of my life, I have faith that he will give me whatever I need to survive in this world. I just need to have faith on him. So sometimes we have to take a risk and see what Krishna does in our life. And Krishna reciprocates. And then you give your heart. Okay, for the rest of my life, I give my life to Krishna. And Krishna has done so much also that we don't even see. So many times we say that we are nearing an accident or near death experience and Krishna protected us. So, but we forget those experiences and we don't surrender to Krishna. And we are running after people of this world. You help me, you satisfy me.
That is what
but
the song is. The song is, right? Bifale shevenu kripana durachana chapala sukhalama lagire. For some flickering happiness, I've taken the service of wicked miserly man. Govinda Das says like that, right? So some chapala sukh, I've taken the service of wicked miserly man. But of course, now we may not be in a position like that, whatever, so many things. Our consciousness may be not there. So we have to act according to our consciousness. And otherwise, Krishna will protect, right? Of course, we have to do it under superior guidance, whatever we do. So that we are not doing it whimsically also. We have to take guidance from Guru Sadhu Shastra. Yeah. All right, so we'll stop here and we'll read Bhagavatam at 8:30. We will open up for anybody to sing any song or say anything that they would like to. So let me open. Which verse we are on here in the 10th canto? We're supposed to alternate between 10th canto and this, but since we are reading 10th canto, so worshipping Govardhan Hill, I think that's where we were. And I had put it.
24:11.
Okay, so we can read five verses each, whoever wants to.
I can read, Prabhuji, from text 11.
Yeah, 11 to 15.
Okay, text 11. This religious principle is based on sound tradition. Anyone who rejects it out of lust, enmity, fear, or greed will certainly fail to achieve good fortune. Sukadeva Goswami said, when Lord Keshav heard the statements of his father, Nanda and other residents of Raja, he addressed his father as follows, to arouse anger in Lord Indra. Lord Krishna said, it is by the force of karma that a living entity takes birth, and it is by karma alone that he makes his destruction. His happiness, distress, fear, and sense of security all arise as the effects of karma. Even if there is some supreme controller who awards all others the results of their activities, he must also depend upon a performer's engaging in activity. After all, there is no question of being the bestower of fruitive results unless fruitive activities have been performed. Living beings in this world are forced to experience the consequences of their own particular previous work. Since Lord Indra cannot in any way change the destiny of human beings, which is born of their own nature, why should people worship him?
Any comments on this verse? So, Krishna is speaking a philosophy called the karma.
Also, like here, Krishna, Lord, Prabhuji, I'm just asking, like here, Lord Krishna is giving reasons why worship of Indra should not be performed. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, this is a bogus philosophy in the sense it puts karma higher than Krishna, the Supreme Lord. He's saying that even if there is a Supreme Controller who awards all there is, he must also depend on performers engaging in activity. But we know that Krishna is above karma, and that's why Krishna can destroy somebody's karma and chanting the holy name and service to Krishna. Right?
Yeah.
So karma is supreme.
Yeah, karma mimamsa philosophy, Krishna is speaking that karma is supreme. But he's saying that if you don't have karma, why would Krishna give you a lot of money, right? Something like that. If he must also depend upon a performance engaging in activity, but he can give if he wants. He's not bound by karma.
Correct.
But
He's
general
Swarat.
is swara, right? So he can do it. If he wants, he can take away anybody's karma. I mean, karma in the bad karma, he can give somebody so many things, so he can do it if he wants. But generally, yeah, according to our karma, Krishna is because he wants to be fair to everybody. So he has put laws of karma into motion. Like we say, there is one job and there are five people applying for the job, and everybody is praying to God, oh God, please let me have this job. I don't have a job, I don't have a job. Then who will get the job? Of course, the person who has studied very nicely, now that is his karma also, right? He has done his karma, he has done his, homework, and he knows the subject. He may get the job, but that is also according to his karma, and the previous karma also, past karma. Sometimes a very qualified person doesn't get a job, and some not so qualified person gets the job, right? Because then the past karma is also coming into it picture. So it's very complex. This karma is very complex to understand. Gahano karmana gatihi, Krishna says.
Uh, I mean, the Karma Kand section of the Vedas, people do some sacrifices and get some wealth or whatever.
Yeah.
So here it's saying that in 15th verse, Indra cannot change anybody's destiny. So how does Karma Kand work? If Indra cannot do anything that is not in somebody's karma, so that section of Vedas, that performing of yagna is their karma then, right? That they are endeavoring to please the demigod, and demigod being pleased, they will give him any material benefits. So it becomes part of the karma then. Then that's what these Brajvasis are doing. Indra Yagya, to please Indra, and they'll get something material in return.
Yeah. And Krishna is saying, well, he'll say further, yeah. Or he said in another book, Ananda Vrindavan, yeah, rain is falling everywhere, right? I mean, they are not doing any yagna. Ocean is not doing any yagna. Why is there a necessity for Indra to shower rain on the ocean? Ocean doesn't need any water. It already has water. Why is raining? Why is it raining there? Lord Indra is not very intelligent, so he will give some arguments like that. Yeah. So
In yagna, what is that in verse in the range? In the Bhagavad Gita, Annat Bhavati Bhutani Parjanyo Nisambhava. There it says that rains come by the performance of yagna. Yagna is born of prescribed duties. So when somebody is not doing yagna, yes, they will stop to get any natural benefits from
the thing is, yeah, sometimes you see atheistic people are having all the facilities of life, and there are religious people who are deprived of the basic necessities of life, right? So people look at it and say, what is this, right? I mean, the atheistic people who don't believe in God, they have so much, all the necessities of life, and there are religious people in some country where there is no rain and they're starving or whatever. So that makes you lose faith in God, right? Why do you need God? Because we can do by our, I mean, it's just happening like randomly. Somebody who is atheistic, he has all the facilities, he's living a happy life, and somebody who's righteous and God believer, he is having a difficult time. So people tend to lose faith like that. So, but then we understand now why is it happening like that? Because it's karma. Okay. Or Krishna is not giving to this person because he will get swayed from bhakti. But there are atheistic people, they're already swayed from they're not believing in God. So Krishna may give them, and according to their past karma, they are getting. So some truth is there that karma, according to karma, everybody is getting, but it is not the complete truth, right? So
Yeah, so it's not complete truth, and also I think but there is a reason to explain karma yoga also, right? When Lord Krishna himself gave this knowledge, he did not start with bhakti yoga, the very first thing, he started gradually Buddhi Yoga, and then Karma Yoga, and then Bhakti Yoga. He did not go straight to the Bhakti Yoga. Because I think in material world, our consciousness, most of us, like we are conditioned that way that we have to see results, right? Like, so then only through actions like Karma Yoga, we are able to see results like around us, like what results we get. So I think like because everybody's consciousness not is same level, so God has very systematically transmitted this education to us. So it's very nice. Like people who may believe in karma this life will gradually rise at some life, like to Bhakti Yoga ladder. Like maybe not directly in Bhakti Yoga in this life, but I still think it's a very systematic way God has given us this knowledge, and gradually in the ladder we might be to rise.
Yeah, like in 12th chapter, Krishna says, if you can't do this, you do this. If you can't do this, then do this. If you can't do this, then do this. He gives a whole.
Yeah. So that is karma yoga. But see, some people say, why do I need to worship Krishna? Just do good things and good things will happen to you. And we have seen that those type of people in home programs. They ask this question. This is this philosophy here. Karma Mimamsa philosophy is you don't need to worship anybody in the world. Just do good karma and good things will happen to you. This is an atheistic philosophy, which Krishna is speaking in this section.
Yeah, I mean, if you do good things, you will get good results of your karma. That's there, the way it is set up. But then, because your past karma is there, so that's why we say, why do bad things happen to good people? They are doing good activities, but why bad things are happening? Because they have past karma. So they may be doing good now, so they will get good results in the future. So karma does not sometimes fructify immediately also. And
also, they don't even know what is good and what is bad karma unless they have read scriptures. This is Tasmat Shastra Pramanante Karya Karyamus. They don't know what is good. They think that they are doing good. And can somebody always be doing good in this world? Even eating food which is not offered to Krishna is sin. And they think that they are cooking vegetarian food, so I'm good, I'm eating vegetarian food. It's sin.
Yeah. There can be
Sorry, Mother.
materially
I wanted to ask. Sorry.
No, I was just saying there are materially pious activities, which may not be fully God conscious. Like we say, there is punya, there's materially pious activities, materially impious activities, and then there is God conscious activities. So materially pious activities will give you a nice situation, right, in the material world, but it's a better cell in the prison. So it's like that. You'll get a better facility in the prison, better cell in the prison.
Yeah, and you I always question that. I have a friend who does a lot of charity and those kinds of donations to the homeless, and I've always wondered why is it considered a pious activity? Because they're donating meat to the homeless so they can eat. So in a way, they think that it's charity, it's a donation, but how is that giving them pious friends spiritually? I've always wondered that there's the material pious activities don't always lead to good karma.
Many people don't know that, giving meat is a sinful act, eating meat is a sinful activity. They think it's just like there's an interview Sri Prabhupada has with the cardinal. He's a Christian priest, and he's saying if people are hungry, then why can't we eat animals and eat, right? If the animals are there moving around, and why can't we kill animals and eat if people are hungry? Yeah, that is if you don't have anything, you can eat meat. But most people don't know that eating meat is a sinful activity. So they think, yeah, we are feeding the poor, right? So that is also there. And so sometimes we say harm giving kindness. We want to do kind act, but we are doing harm. So by because of lack of knowledge. So I want to operate on you. I want to cure your heart disease or you have a blockage in your artery, but I'm not qualified. I don't know how to do surgery on you. But I want to somehow cure you. I have good intention, but the thing is, I don't understand. So that's why that's why we say like we should know from Shastra, what is good, what is bad. Yeah, go ahead. I think Juhi wanted to say something.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji, for giving me chance. Okay, I wanted to ask Sri Radhika Mataji again, just to confirm. So, is it like you were saying, Mataji, like this Mimamsa philosophy, which is not a good one, like means people will just do good activity and reap and enjoy the fruits of the good activities, but not worship anybody? Sorry, I just want to confirm my understanding. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, that's
so not being grateful, right, to God, like okay, and just completely taking the doership to them, like they are the doers.
Correct. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's what this philosophy is. Is that correct, Prabhuji?
Sorry, I missed that part. I had to just go a little bit here to open the door. But what was the question? Can you just tell again?
I mean, she's confirming that this karma mimamsa philosophies, everybody thinks they are the doers, and if they do good things will happen to them. They don't need to worship anybody. That is this philosophy, right? Karma mimamsa philosophy. That's why it comes in the atheistic philosophy. It's not karma yoga. Karma yoga is you're connected to Krishna, giving the results to Krishna either partially, fully. That is sakam, akam, nishkam. Karma yoga, somehow connected to Krishna. But here these people, what Krishna is saying, don't worship any superior. There is no superior person. Karma is superior.
Yeah, because he doesn't, like if you do good activities, the demigods are forced to give you good result. That's what the philosophy. If there is no way a bad thing can happen to you if you do good things.
No. He's saying don't worship demigods.
Yeah, don't worship demigods. Just do good activities, right? That's what he's saying. Just do good activities. Yeah. Because if you do good activities, then the demigods will also, I mean, whoever it is, good has to come. The world is like that. If you do good activities, then good things have to come. You don't need to worship anybody, like any higher Indra or anybody like that. So.
Yeah, so I mean, I have this question: why would Krishna speak such a philosophy? But eventually, he would say, "We worship Govardhan. Let us worship Govardhan because we are deriving everything from him, right? The cows and." But why would Krishna confuse and speak such a philosophy?
Because I think Nanda Maharaj was convinced that without worshipping Indra, we will not get rains. Now you may say he's a pure devotee. Why is he? He was convinced in his mind that without worshipping Indra, we will not get good rains. So he wants to, I mean, defy that, whatever that belief is, that if I don't worship demigod Indra, then I will not get good crops and good rain, which will give me good crops. So I think that is what he's.
I think
Krishna also felt that Indra had false pride about his position, so he wanted to cut down his pride too, so he used this pastime to accomplish that as well.
Yeah, so sometimes we may say, well, if somebody has not done good activities but they worship, are they going to get good results? Supposing somebody is doing bad activities but they worship Indra or something.
The demigods.
Huh?
Yeah, they worship the demigods.
So are they going to get the good results? Are they going
like
to get...
Hiranyakashipu, he did so much to please Lord Brahma, but all his activities are impious. So we know what has happened at the end.
So, yeah, demigods are bound to give them results if they do their worship and do yagyas or whatever.
Okay, so anyhow, so it's like, yeah, we would think, why would Krishna say like that? Okay, so next 16 to 20, we'll read.
I can read. Every individual is under the control of his own conditioned nature, and thus he must follow that nature. This entire universe, with all its demigods, demons, and human beings, is based on the conditioned nature of the living entities. Because it is karma that causes the conditioned living entity to accept and then give up different high and low grade material bodies. This karma is his enemy, friend, and neutral witness, his spiritual master and controlling lord. Therefore, one should seriously worship work itself. person should remain in the position corresponding to his nature and should perform his own duty. Indeed, that by which we may live nicely is really our worshipable duty.
Work is worship.
Huh?
Work
is worship. Yes. Karam karo.
I heard in one of the lectures of it's not work is worship, but work as worship. Dedicate your work as if you're worshiping Krishna. So when you say work is worship, people think you slot for 12 hours a day and you care for your family and you're earning a lot of money. That's worship. That's their worship, but it's not.
Yeah, but
if you dedicate your work to Krishna, work as worship, then that is yoga, karma yoga.
In text 18, Krishna is saying that one should seriously worship work itself. So that's he's saying work is worship. Yeah.
And then people will quote. See, Krishna said that in Bhagavatam. Here is the verse that Krishna says. But it's just strange. Yes. Why would Krishna give us something wrong?
No, but you have to understand the context sometimes. You may say something, but you have to understand the whole context.
Yeah. Exactly. Shlokas can be quoted without the proper reference of that. Yeah. So, living nicely is really our worshipable duty. I want to enjoy life. That is how I want to do everything so that life is going good. Like sometimes people also worship God so that life may go good and no obstacles come in my enjoyment. If one thing is actually sustaining our life but we take shelter of something else, how can we achieve any real benefit? We would be like an unfaithful woman who can never achieve any actual benefit by consorting with her paramour. So he's saying that we should take shelter of our own karma, not anybody else. Like this unfaithful woman, if without being chaste to her husband, she is consorting with her paramour. So we should take shelter of Krishna, not anybody else. The Brahmana maintains his life by studying and teaching the Vedas, the member of the royal order by protecting the earth, the Vaishya by trade, and Shudra by serving the higher twice-born classes, right? So this is the dharma but this is lower dharma, right? I mean, varnashram dharma. For Vaishya, they are coward people. Theirs is trade, right? Growing grains and cows. Yeah. So that is there, but what is that? Anyways, this is a lower dharma, highest dharma. Savai pumsam paro dharma is a hetukiya pratihata, worship of Krishna. And he also says that individual is under the control of their nature and their nature cannot change. We are under the modes of nature, and only if we surrender to Krishna, yes, our nature can change. Right?
Yes, where is it saying that one should worship?
16th, every individual is under the control of his own conditioned nature, but he must follow the nature.
Yeah.
And the karma is his enemy, friend, natural witness, his spiritual master and controlling Lord. See, he's saying karma is supreme.
Okay. So we can read next 5.
I can read, Prabhu.
Go ahead.
Text 21. The occupational duties of the Vaishya are conceived in 4 divisions: farming, commerce, cow protection, and money lending. Out of this, we as a community are always engaged in cow production. Text 22. The causes of creation, maintenance, and destruction are the 3 modes of nature, namely goodness, passion, and ignorance. In particular, the mode of passion creates this universe and through sexual combination causes it to become full of variety. Text 23. Impelled by the material mode of passion, the clouds pour down their rain everywhere, and by this rain all creatures gain their sustenance. What has the great Indra What has the great Indra to do with this arrangement? Text 24. My dear father, our home is not in the cities or towns or villages. Being forest dwellers, we always live in the forest and on the hills. Text 25. Therefore, may a sacrifice for the pleasure of the cows, the brahmanas and the Govardhana hill begin. With all the paraphernalia collected for worshipping Indra, let this sacrifice be performed instead.
Okay, so Krishna is saying we are Vaishyas and we depend on cows and Govardhan hill. So, according to our Govardhan is supplying everything for us. So let's worship Govardhan hill instead of Indra. Basically, that's what he's saying. Okay. Yeah, rain is coming not by Indra's arrangement, it is just coming. So don't think that Indra is controlling the rain. Okay, so then next, how we should do the sacrifice to Govardhan. That's described here in verse 26 onwards. So yeah, we can do this tomorrow. So let me put this in the chat. 10, 24, 26 onwards. Anybody has any comments now? Anybody like to say anything?
Yeah, Prabhuji, recently I heard in one of the lecture I want to share, it was a very nice point, Swayam Maharaj lecture, that he was saying that normally we have seen that in spiritual life we require desire, spiritual desire, determination and direction. So if we have these three, we can get mercy and we can progress in spiritual life. But then in the case of King Prataprudra, he had all these three in him and he wanted to have so badly he was seeking for mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Lord, even in spite of having this in him, did not meet him and gave his mercy. But the moment he accepted the role of a menial sweeper in front of Jagannath Yatra through disposition of humility, quality, at that moment, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also could not resist, and he gave his mercy to him and met him. So, the point here is the humility is the most important quality that Lord seeks in us. So, it was a very good point, yeah.
Yeah. Also, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting in the garden and King Prataprudra came, and he came in the dress of a servant and started to massage Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet and started to sing the Gopi Geet, right? When he came to this verse, Tava Kathamritam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased and embraced him and asked him, who are you? You're giving me so much mercy. You come out of nowhere, giving me nectar. Who are you? And what came from the heart of King Prataprudra was, he said, Raja kahe ami tomar dasera das bhrityara bhritya kare morash. So the king said, my lord, I am the most obedient servant of your servants. It is my ambition that you will accept me as servant of your servant. So that bhav was there, and suddenly somebody asked, and he could have said, I'm whatever, but what came out of his heart was, I'm the servant of your servant. And before going to massage Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet, he took blessings of all the devotees. He touched their feet and asked them for their blessings, that I am going and I want to have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. So, but first you give me your mercy. And before Krishna's mercy comes, mercy of devotees. We have to please the devotees. And if devotees are pleased, Krishna would automatically be pleased. So that is also humility.
Yasya prasadat bhagavad prasado, yasya prasadan nagati kutopi. Okay, we sing the Guru Ashtakam. That by the mercy of Krishna, the spiritual master, we get the mercy of, by pleasing the spiritual master, we get, by mercy of spiritual master, we get the mercy of Krishna. By not getting the mercy of spiritual master, we don't get the mercy of Krishna. Okay. So spiritual master, or you can replace it with devotees, whatever. Yeah. Vaishnav Seva. There's Guru Seva, Vaishnav Seva, but Guru can be many Gurus, as we are reading in our ISKCON Disciple course. We can have many Shiksha Gurus. They are also our Gurus, and Prabhupada is our Shiksha Guru. And there is so many, we can have one Diksha Guru, but there's so many Shiksha Gurus also, so like that. Okay.
Okay, I pasted a link to a song. Since we are reading about Prahlad Maharaj, the life of Mirabai was parallel to Prahlad Maharaj. So these are two-part Anup Jalota, that's how he sings. So these are two parts to the song. So I can... है आँख वो जो श्याम का दर्शन किया करे, है शीश जो प्रभु चरण में वंदन किया करे, बेकार वो मुख है जो रहे व्यर्थ बातों में, मुख वो है जो हरि नाम का सुमिरन किया करे, हीरे मोती से नहीं शोभा है हाथ की, है हाथ जो भगवान का पूजन किया करे, मर कर भी अमर नाम है उस जीव का जग में, प्रभु प्रेम में बलिदान जो जीवन किया करे। ऐसी लागी लगन मीरा हो गई मगन, वो तो गली गली हरि गुण गाने लगी, महलों में पली बन के जोगन चली, मीरा रानी दीवानी कहानी लगी, ऐसी लागी लगन मीरा हो गई मगन, कोई रोके नहीं कोई टोके नहीं, मेरा गोविंद गोपाल गाने लगी, बैठी संतन के संग रंगी मोहन के रंग, मेरा प्रेमी प्रीतम को मनाने लगी, वो तो गली गली हरि गुण गाने लगी, ऐसी लागी लगन मीरा हो गई मगन, वो तो गली गली हरि गुण गाने लगी, राणा ने विष दिया मानो अमृत पिया, मेरा सागर में सरिता समाने लगी, दुख लाखों सहे मुख से गोविंद कहे, मेरा गोविंद गोपाल गाने लगी, वो तो गली गली हरि गुण गाने लगी, हंसी लागी लगन हीरा हो गई मगन। Okay, translation. So previous one. Go to the previous. Yeah. Okay. So this first part was saying that eyes. What the purpose that Krishna has given us eyes is to see His beautiful form. Nothing else to see in this world. It's all garbage. And head. We have been given head to offer obeisances to Lord. Right? So if we don't use our eyes in service of Krishna, these eyes are like peacock eyes on the peacock feather. And if the head does not bow down to Krishna, it's like a big burden. Bhagavatam says. Mouth, we have been given a tongue to speak about Krishna. Useless is such a mouth that speaks useless topics. What happened in my past, what people are saying about me, what's going on in the world. All these are useless topics. We should use our tongue only in speaking about Krishna. It is truly a mouth that constantly remembers Lord Hari's names. And the ornament of a hand is not diamond and pearls. What is a true ornament? How does a devotee become beautiful? In the eyes of Krishna, devotee becomes beautiful by his good qualities. And Vaishnava etiquette, that's what Krishna says to Sanatana, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says to Sanatana Goswami. So a nice verse. Vaishnav etiquette. Okay, I can't find it. Anyways, yeah. So our qualities is what attracts Krishna, makes us beautiful. A hand is given to us to offer praise to Krishna, and मरकर भी अमर नाम है उस जीव का जग में. That person will remain forever alive. One who has surrendered to Krishna and who has fully sacrificed his life for Krishna. And we can see Prabhupada is so much glorified, and so are our acharyas who have surrendered their life to Krishna. Their name remains forever alive and keeps on delivering people of this world for ages and ages, for a person who has given his life in sacrifice to Krishna. So we should be that person. And then next part, this Mirabai, so many people were trying to kill her, but she was so much attached to Krishna. Such is the attachment in which Mirabai is drowned in her love for her beloved Lord Krishna. She's always singing praises of Krishna in each and every street. No, I mean, she's going through so much trouble, but she's glorifying Krishna even in that trouble. She could have said, or Prahlad could have said, Krishna, I am your devotee. Why are you giving me such trouble? Why have you given me such a father who is trying to kill me? But no complaints, always glorifying Lord. She was raised in palaces, but now she has become a maid servant and a devotee of Krishna. Some has said that Queen Meera has gone mad. So yeah, the devotees, the pure devotees, they are mad in love with Krishna. And they give up everything. What is that? Sad Goswami Ashtakam, they say that Tektva Turunam Ashesh Mandalapati Shenim Sadatuchava. That they gave up their big force of ministers in the service of Nawab Hussain Shah, and they became mendicants. Right? Yes. So, always chanting the names Govind, Gopal. So, she's always chanting Krishna's names and associating only with devotees. And she's Rangi Mohan ke Rang, the color of consciousness. Her consciousness is dyed with the red in love of Krishna. As she feels that she and her Lord have finally united. Meera premi pritam ko manane lagi. Little different translation here. What she's saying, she's always trying to please. Manane means, right? She's always trying to please the Lord. And Rana is, I think, her father-in-law fed her poison, but it became nectar, just like how Prahlad was also fed poison. So many devotees are protected by Krishna. So we should also develop our faith that if we surrender to Krishna, we'll be protected. And Meera Sagar mein Sarita samane lagi. So she's like a river entering the ocean of Krishna. And even though she went through thousands of sufferings and pains, all she knew was the chanting of Lord Govinda's names. I mean, Haridas Thakur also, his whole life, people were trying to make him fall down, trying to get him arrested and beat him up and kill him, right? The whole life of Haridas Thakur is like this. Always chanting Krishna's names, always protected. All she that was is and always be chanting is the names of Govind. Yeah, always chanting the names of Govind and Gopal. Yeah, we should have faith that Krishna's names, all I need to do is to chant Krishna's name, rest everything Krishna will take care. Shraddha Shabde Vishwas Kare Sutrade Nishchay. Krishna Bhakti Koile Sarv Karma Karta Hai. I will be maintained, I will be taken care of. I just need to chant Hare Krishna. That should be our faith. Thank you, Prabhu. Would you like to add anything?
No, this is like the verse from the Bhagavatam that, that eyes that do not behold, the head that does not bow down, it's like snake holes. And
Correct.
so, means basically we should, with all our senses, one should serve Krishna. Basically, that's the gist of this. So nicely sung. I see Lagi Lagan. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah.
That verse I was quoting, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells Sanatan Goswami. यद्यपि तुम्ही होय जगत पावन तुम्हा स्पर्श पवित्र होय देव मुनिगण तथापि भक्तेर स्वभाव मर्यादा रक्षण मर्यादा पालन होय साधुरा भूषण. Maryada, boundaries. When a devotee understands his boundaries and acts according to proper etiquette, that is an ornament of that devotee that makes him beautiful in the eyes of Krishna. Every moment, what we are doing, how we are using our senses, which includes the mind, what we are meditating on, Krishna knows everything. Right? How we are talking with others. Are we crossing boundaries? Right? Are we remaining chaste to Krishna? Are we becoming unchaste? Our senses are becoming unchaste. Our tongue is becoming unchaste by speaking things that are not relevant to Krishna consciousness. Doing things that make our consciousness fall down and make other people's consciousness fall down. That's break of etiquette. You should understand what is Vaishnava etiquette. And I'm telling myself. And we are beautiful in the eyes of Krishna if we follow Vaishnava etiquette. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very much pleased with Sanatana Goswami in that verse.
Yeah, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not criticize, right, who? Ramachandra Puri, even though he was criticizing him. He was very respectful to Ramachandra Puri because he was the god brother of his spiritual master. So, considering his like seniority, he would, although Ramchandra Puri was saying, right, that oh, you're eating too much, he would feed Lord Chaitanya, right, in the drama, and then he would criticize Lord Chaitanya. So,
The drama was Amoga. Amoga was similar.
oh, Amoga was criticizing, yeah, okay, yeah, Amoga was also criticizing Lord Chaitanya for eating, and Ramchandra Puri was also criticizing. So, yeah, there is some. Yeah, we may not agree. I mean, with our superiors, it all also happens like that. That we may not agree with their action. Yeah, what can we do? But that's there. Okay. So Mirabai was unstoppable, right? So, all right. So, anything else? Anybody like to say anything?
So somebody can read the. I pasted Japa affirmation 2 days ago. So you all can take turns reading.
We didn't read it. Okay.
I pasted 2 days ago if you scroll up. Yeah.
I think we read this. I'm not the controller.
You read this?
Okay, we may not have read this. Let's anyway read it. We don't remember. I don't remember, so it's as good as not reading it. So, okay. Somebody would like to read?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Go ahead.
I pray to realize that I am not the master, controller, or enjoyer, but that I exist entirely for the pleasure of Krishna.
Okay, so we want to enjoy. I mean, who doesn't like to enjoy, right? So that is our nature to enjoy. But we can only enjoy as a part because we are part. We cannot enjoy independently. We have to cooperate with the whole. Then we'll enjoy. Of course, we do enjoy as a part separately in the material world, but it will not result in lasting satisfaction. So that's way also you can take it. Otherwise, there is enjoyment in material enjoyment, right? I mean, the highest of all is, sense gratification coming from sex life. Everybody is enjoying, right? That's how the population is increasing. The population is increasing because everybody is like, because of this desire, uh, so many children are being produced all over the world. So yeah, there is some enjoyment. Otherwise, why would people be so much after it? But it's not going to satisfy the heart, the soul. So that's why you have to engage in repeated enjoyment, right? Even though it does not satisfy, you have to keep enjoying like that. So maybe after some enjoyment, you feel like, okay, yes, I had enjoyment. Now I will not enjoy. Then after some time again, you have the desire to enjoy. Then again you say, okay, now I'll not enjoy. Then again you have desire. So it goes on bhog tyag, bhog tyag. But yeah, I mean, we are conditioned souls, so we have desires for enjoyment. And Krishna has given a way, like how to fulfill your desires for material enjoyment in a pious way. But it also, now people want to enjoy, but they don't want the children, right? They don't want children. So that is against laws of God. That's why Krishna says, Dharma viruddha bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarsha. So we want to enjoy, but we don't want the responsibility of having children. So, because we know that if it is naturally, then it will result in children, and children will become a big source of trouble. Because I have to work very hard to maintain those children. So, so that is how. But I want to enjoy. Right? So this is how we have. Sometimes they say like, uh, because man is so intelligent, he has done all these different ways he can enjoy without accepting responsibility. He has found, but it pollutes our consciousness. That's what it is. So undoubtedly, that's the highest enjoyment in the material world, and yeah, how can there be no enjoyment? So everybody is, because of this enjoyment, people are working very hard. Like you have to build a nice career, to make arrangement for sex life, right? You have to make nice career, you have to support, you have to work very hard to maintain. For that enjoyment, the whole world is moving around. It's called Maithunadar. And it's very difficult to get out of this condition. There is a nice article by Ravindra Swarup Prabhu. It says, endless, what is in the back to God? How this pleasure is so deep rooted in our heart. So that's how Grihastha ashram is there. And then slowly and gradually you become detached from it. So that as you become, Prabhupada says, as you become free from this desire, that is purification of heart. Okay. Because our Adi Ras is our love for God, it has transformed into lust. And this is the binding force in the material existence. So unless we become free from this desire, which is only possible by worshipping Krishna, by getting higher taste, then we remain in this material world. Okay. And we say the more you indulge in it, the more you become addicted to it. And the more you become addicted to it, the more your identity as spirit, soul, as part and parcel of Krishna is obscured. Okay, so let's read the next page. Somebody else want to read, or you can read?
Okay. When we say the Mahamantra means Krishna, please engage me in your service, it also means Krishna, please help me to overcome the false identity of an enjoyer and controller. Until we overcome this false ego, we remain in Maya and bound by
Sansara.
Samskaram. In order to love Krishna, I must realize my identity as an insignificant part of dust at the lotus feet of Krishna, Prabhupada, my Guru, and the Vaishnavas. Interestingly, one of the last statements of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta was that our goal is to become a particle of dust at the lotus feet of Rupa Goswami.
What is the last statement? Rupa Manjari Pada. Okay, so next, read the next paragraph.
We empower our japa by connecting emotionally to the reality that our misuse of independence has brought upon us unlimited suffering since the beginning of time, and that any so-called effort we make to relieve our pain simply becomes the cause of further suffering. Since we are conditioned to seek happiness without Krishna, it is difficult to give up the desire to enjoy, even though this won't make us happy, but will only cause suffering. So we pray to the holy name to help us overcome this conditioning, to realize day in and day out that I am nothing but an insignificant servant, and that everything in the world exists for Krishna enjoyment, not mine.
So material problems to material solutions. Material solutions to material problems creates more problems. Like Prahlad Maharaj says, Yanme thunadi grahamedi sukhamitucham kandu yanena karayoriva dukkha dukkham tripyanti neha kripana bahu dukkha bhaja kandu tivan manisijam vishaheta dhira. It's like, he says, this desire for sense gratification is like scratching to relieve an itch. And the more you scratch, the worse it gets. So those who can tolerate this scratching, they are saved from so much trouble. They are not subjected to the sufferings of the fools and rascals. Like Prahlad Maharaj says, yes, they are not subjected to. So the more we want to enjoy in this material world, the more we are also expanding our suffering. As I was saying, now with one body and mind, you can have so much suffering. Now you have so many bodies and so many minds. Of course, I'm not saying acharyas were also having so many children like that, but yeah, you have to think about all the things that can go wrong with one body and mind. You can have so many diseases in one body. Now you can have so many diseases in other bodies. So if you're ready for that kind of responsibility, then, because the more you expand, more things can go wrong. And the more it will give you anxiety. Like I have a business and I have 1,000 things going on. And if things start going wrong, if the economy collapses or something happens, then I'm in anxiety because my business is not doing good, right? So, of course, we have to have some source of sustenance. I mean, everything is a gamble. Our job may also go, right? If the economy goes down, job may also go. So, in this world is like that. You want to enjoy, then you have to suffer also. Yeah. So if you
got to
play, you have to pay.
You got to
Pay. Yeah. There is no free lunch. Yeah. As we say. You want to enjoy, then you have to go through birth, death, old age, disease also. You have to go through cancer and all this, kidney failure and heart blockage and Alzheimer's, and just think of how many diseases can be there. So you want to enjoy, you got material body, yeah, but then you have to also go through all this suffering. And then you have to be also separated from your loved ones. Death will come, old age will come, relationship problems, disease, so many things. Right? So, Prahlad Maharaj says your suffering begins from the moment you start your desire for becoming happy in this material world. That's when your suffering starts. So, we are but conditioned like that. He's saying it is difficult to give up desire to enjoy, even though this won't make us happy, but will cause only suffering. Yahi sanspars jab hoga dukha yo nahi vate. Krishna is also. So we pray to the holy name to help us overcome this conditioning. That Krishna, please take me out of this conditioning. That although it's going to give me suffering, material happiness, but I'm still very addicted to it. So please help me get out of this. And I'm just an insignificant servant of Krishna. So, okay, at the last page I'll read. And additionally, to pray for service also means to pray to not be allured into serving Maya. Krishna, please protect me. That is to pray for protection from the influence of material energy. So, we are very vulnerable, and so we are not very strong. So, we should always feel like that. I have to protect myself, I have to protect. Our goal is not to be great, it is to be insignificant. When we are more advanced, we'll have the 24/7 realization that we are tiny servants of Krishna. At that time, there will be nothing in this world, neither fame, power, nor money, that could ever cause us to forget our position as servants of Krishna. As conditioned souls, it is not uncommon for recognition, power, or wealth to go to our heads. This can happen even to senior devotees. Therefore, we pray to the holy name to help us realize and never forget that we are always just insignificant servants at the lotus feet of Guru and Krishna, and that Krishna is the only enjoyer. So yeah, when we get power and all this thing corrupts our mind, and we think I'm very important, everybody should respect me, and like that, all this. And we do things to get name, fame, glory, also power. And we may say I'm doing it as a service for Krishna, but internally I may want, like Giriraj Maharaj once said, right? We say all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, but then internally I may be thinking, why are they not saying all glories to me? So Giriraj Maharaj was saying in a lecture. So like that, we have to see, are we doing things in the name of service also to increase our reputation and our name, fame and glory? Or are we really doing it as a service? And there is a very fine line which we only can know, nobody else can know.
Yeah. Only if we are satisfied with our service, then it shows a hetuki, unconditionally done for the pleasure of Krishna. If we become disturbed because this person didn't glorify me, didn't honor me, didn't respect me, they didn't say I did a good job, they didn't clap upon my service, all these things will remain and I will not be satisfied in my heart.
Or I'm satisfied because so many people praised me because I did some nice service. I'm feeling very satisfied because I'm feeling very happy because of that. So that also can be like, and some people have, right, some good abilities to do certain things. So somebody can be a very good cook, somebody can be a nice. But yeah, the test, as you were saying, is that when there is no praise coming, then are you still satisfied?
Yeah, and then Krishna also, because he is very merciful, he humbles us and he makes us realize we are humbled, like Indra was in the Govardhan Lila.
So, of course, that's a very high platform where you don't have any desire for any subtle fame, name, prestige, or honor. It's gross, maybe even easier to give up. No, it's also not so easy, but even gross desires for sense gratification may be easier. But subtle desires, followers, disciples, like that may be even more difficult. So, Yeah, I'm doing it as a service, but internally I may be relishing the fact that, oh, so many people are worshipping me, so many people are praising me. So, of course, now the thing is, if somebody praises you, naturally we will feel good, right? That's natural reaction to anybody's. But then we should think, oh, this person is so kind that despite my so many disqualifications, I have so many disqualifications, but this person is trying to encourage me. He's trying to encourage me, so kind, like that. He's trying to encourage me to do better, good devotional service. So, otherwise it goes to your head, and we have a halo around our head, right? There's a halo around your head. And they're moving with a sense of like, I'm something. So, that is dangerous. Okay. And we should not start believing everything people say. Okay, where is the... So it's 9 o'clock. Thank you very much for kind association. And
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.